I have tested from very big and heavy monster power mid-drive off-road electric bikes to rear hub mid-size all the way to small compact options. And the smallest e-bike that actually surprised me with 22 miles an hour top speed was the super tiny Zangbo Folder that I think was too small for my size but did so well while we tested in the city, and I think it's a very good option for commuting. Well, today we'll be unboxing an even smaller, or the smallest e-bike that we got so far on this channel. I cannot believe that there are brands up there that build such a small compact electric bikes. This Onebot model looks really small, and it's actually interesting to see how this model will handle my weight of 215 pounds and how this bike will perform on New York City streets. But first, let's unbox it and go over the specs, and after we'll see how it does. For a small bike, I have some spacers here to hold this inside so it doesn't move. Oh, this is light. This is actually very tiny and very small. Charger here soon and some instructions. And that's the bike. This bike is so tiny. Anyway, let's fully charge it and take it outside and see what it does. We have a 36 volt system, 6 amp hour or 216 watt hour battery capacity. The motor, rear hub, super compact, thin and tiny, 250 watts. Torque, it has pretty powerful kick for its size. Speed, advertised 15.5 miles an hour. I easily manage speeds between 14 to 16 miles an hour on flats. Range, advertised 15.5 miles on throttle and 31 miles with assist pedaling. I managed to cover 25 miles and a third speed level, mostly cruising on the throttle and very light pedal assist. The pedals and the crankset are so small you can't really push hard. You barely apply any pressure on the pedals, so it's a very light pedaling, and I'm really happy with 25 miles in range with my weight 215 pounds. Bike weighs 39.9 pounds. Maximum weight limit 220 pounds. When I look at this bike size frame, it feels like it's much lighter and the frame allows you to grab it and lift it comfortably. Waterproof rating IPX4. Price, it will be running on Indiegogo campaign at $4.99 and on Amazon in US will be expected to sell between $5.99 and $6.49 and will come with free shipping. This bike looks uncomfortable at the first sight. The frame has an unusual design, but it works. After several miles you get relaxed with the cruising speed and it becomes enjoyable. This bike feels fun to ride and moves faster than regular New York City rental bikes. I passed them left and right during the testing and it's actually torquey, and on some flat areas I hit 16 to 17 miles an hour. It's not a fast bike, but it's more than enough for commuting. I stopped at one of the bike shops nearby to see if I can install a bigger sprocket and make it a bit faster and more exciting, but it's not doable since it will hit the rear arm part of the frame. The bike has good torque and the speed is plenty enough for city commuting. You can pedal comfortably between 14 to 15 miles an hour. If you push harder, 17 to 19. If you try to go faster and push harder, you'll just end up ghost pedaling. Handlebars, 21 inches long, top to bottom. 38 inches, axle to axle, about 31 inches. The charger, very compact, very small, slow, 1.5 amp hour. Seat post. This is the length, pretty wide chair, comfortable, good enough for my height. I'm 6'3" by the way. The pedals are foldable. Very small crankset, as I mentioned earlier. If you're able to put bigger crankset, maybe lower this a little bit or put here tensioner and put a bigger crank set sprocket, that will be so much better. You can hit 25-30 miles an hour easily on this bike. We have a compact screen that shows basic info like all other electric bikes. We have 3 speeds. First speed up to 10 miles an hour, second speed between 12 to 13 miles an hour, and the maximum third speed on throttle 15 to 16 miles an hour. With pedaling you can reach up to 22-23 miles an hour. The brakes are disc mechanical with massive 160mm rotors compared to the tire size. can handle much higher speeds easily. Super easy and convenient to get inside a building, a bus, a train, or a public location. No rear light, but the front light is not bad. It's pretty bright, visible nighttime, but no rear light. They should have mount one right here in the back. But there's so much space in the frame, and I think placing a bigger 48-volt battery and a 500-watt motor, and this thing will reap 25 to 30 miles an hour easily. After several days of riding, this frame is starting to look interesting and appealing, and it's wide enough and strong enough to support faster speeds. So definitely easy to DIY here and play with this model. The way it sits has decent speed and the range is more than enough for city commuting. Definitely not the best size for my height, but it does well. I would not mind commuting and running errands on the weekend on this bike. For someone that's under 5 feet, this can be an ideal option. The bike is light, compact, and has decent speed for a regular rider. But if you like to DIY and make things fast and weirdly cool, this Onebot has the potential for that. A bigger hub motor, controller, and a battery will fit inside this frame and get you going fast. I wish the frame allowed for a bigger crankset sprocket that would easily make the bike reach 20 miles an hour faster depending on how fit you are and how hard you pedal. It also will conserve the energy and will extend the range. This was a review of the Onebot electric bike. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this option. Don't forget to like this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.